very grateful for this community, and welcome everybody as you're just joining. So yesterday I did a one-on-one with someone, which is a consultation on Zoom, and we worked with the diaphragm flow because this person had heat in her hands, like, let's see how it says it in the book. Palms feverish, so hot palms. And so let's start by holding our palm here of the hand. We practice the diaphragm flow, which is a flow that we often overlook. We don't do so often because the symptoms, when you look at the symptoms, it says prickling pain in heart, palms feverish, face red and flushed. So a lot of us don't have those projects, and so we don't do it very often. But when I was practicing yesterday, I realized how it opens up our waistline, and that's so important for our energy to be able to move down, because we often get stuck above the waist, and the energy needs to move down. And so this is a powerful flow to practice that. So if you have the art of Jin Shin, I see some of you have it in front of you. It's on page 73 and 74. That's right, 75. So you can take a look at it. And if you have the core textbook, it's on page 114 and 115. So for the self-help, I've adjusted it a little bit for self-help. Yeah, so if you have the core book, then follow along the way we're practicing it right now, it is displayed like that in the Art of Jinshin. So the first step, and let's jump to it now after holding our palm. So the quick hold for the diaphragm flow is holding the palm of your hand. Okay, so you can do that anytime, really. The palms of the hands are powerful. They're all inclusive. It's where all the energies, they come here to the center, right? It's almost like a tree, the center, and then these are the branches. So the palm of the hand nurtures everything else. The diaphragm flow is all inclusive. And our prayer position is like this, right? Like prayer in the East, people greet like this. We shake hands and we hold the palm of the hand of the other person. So we're finding out a lot of information through the palm of the hand. So it's a powerful thing to hold. Sometimes also we see that the hands are a little bit closed. That can be an indication of diaphragm need or umbilicus. They are both on the level of 6 depth. And in the Art of Jinshin, we're working with cycles of energy. As you see, I'm still at the palm of the hand, which we call a depth. A depth is a cycle of energy. And the diaphragm and umbilicus flow are on the 6th cycle of energy, which is all inclusive. So it harmonizes everything in our system. It's always good to do. So, all right, with that said, let's hold our 19s. So in this first step, we open the waistline. I'm just going to turn this down a little. Tanya, can you see my hole? There's a bar here, so maybe I can't. You see? You see yeah, we're just having some difficulties here. It's okay. Oh, it's okay. Okay, great. So opening up to 19s, opening up to waistline allows for energy to move down. And that's very important because all critical projects, lung projects, heart projects, head projects, they are all above the waist. So this will allow energy to descend, which is important. And it's always very good to start this way. So this flow also is good for elbow projects. So if you have an elbow project, just, find out exactly where it is. So you can move your thumbs in there. Elbow project, tennis elbow, these kind of things can be on the inside or on the outside, or it can be right on the elbow. So if you have an elbow project, place your fingers right on it and then taking a few breaths here. Opening up the waistline. So with the art of jinshin, the energy automatically begins to move. We start to breathe a little bit deeper and our shoulders begin to drop. So this all happens automatically when we work on ourselves, but bring some awareness to it. See where your breathing is right now. And see where it will land as you're practicing. So feel your breath going to the belly and feel your belly rise. And then you can fill up your lungs all the way a few times, just to really bring oxygen into every part of your body, into the bottom of your lungs, into the top of your lungs. You can hold your breath here for a minute and then, or a few moments. A minute is probably a long time, and then exhale completely. And exhale all the way to the toes. So we inhale from the toes up to the head, nurturing every part of our bodies, and then we're exhaling from the top of our heads to the toes. With the exhale, the letting go. So now that we are aware of our breath, we can just let it land wherever it needs to be. As long as you're not holding it up in your chest, it's important that the breath descends into the belly as well. And now take your right hand off the elbow and placing it on the left 14, which is the base of the ribs. Base of the rib here. So this is in the core, the first step of the diaphragm flow. It's just for self-help, we open up the 19s first, but when you hold this, you're also opening up the waistline. So I like to hook my fingers into the 14 a little bit, like hooking your fingers to feel what's going on in there. If there's any tenderness. So 14 can be closer to the center or can be more lateral, finding your 14. Sometimes there can also be some tenderness right on top of the rib. Or all the way over here. So you want to clear this whole area. Very nice. So that if you're holding the left 14, the left 14 tells us about our carbohydrate absorption. And the right 14 about our protein absorption. So if you eat too many proteins or too little, you may feel something or some tightness in your right 14. If you eat too many carbs and your body cannot process it, then you may feel some congestion or fullness or even a raised rib on the left 14. So our bodies tell a lot. So let's take one more breath here. One more full cycle of breath. Exhale completely, and then gently let your hand go from the 19 and placing it on the sits bone. Sits bone is located right here. So you can sit on your hand, or you can also use the back, whatever feels comfortable for you. So this really is a great flow for our digestive system. Also, I think there is some flu going around, some stomach virus. So this is a great flow, opening up the waistline, 25, really regenerating the system, balancing our appetite, and helping the front of the body. So right here, this hold, 14 and 25, is powerful for our digestive system. I just want to read some notes from the core. This is a great flow for if you are very thirsty. That can be a symptom of a diaphragm need. Or, and if you have swelling on the inner arm and in the inner elbow. The diaphragm flow actually moves from, it moves actually here, okay? So on the outside of the arm through the elbow. And it's very powerful flow for heart projects. It helps the heart and it moves through the heart. If you look at the illustration, you see how the flow moves through the heart and the top of the lungs. So we can always, when we have a project, we can always look at the organ flow that moves through your project and practice that one. So that's a very easy way to use the book. Just look at how the flows move and see where your project is, and then choose the flow that moves right through it. So this is also good for if you have heart pulsations, if your heart is pounding, it will bring the energy down. Also, if you see somebody with a beer belly, when the energy is stuck here and it needs to descend, when you have like this beer belly right here, right below the breastline. Okay, and now let's move our hand. We take our hand from the 14 and place it on the opposite 5. 5 is located right here. This is the ankle bone, and 5 is located right below the ankle bone. Okay, if this is not possible for you to reach, you can place your hand on the inside of the knee. But if you can, by all means, please do. The 5 is a powerful location. Some of you know the meridian system, and our pathways are very, very similar. Liver, kidney, and spleen all move through the 5. Okay, those are ascending. So the 5 helps energy to ascend. At the same time, 5 helps energy to descend on a different level. And that's what's so beautiful about the art of jinshin. We're holding these locations and all the energies start to move in a certain way, up and down and from right to left and left to right. So we don't have to worry about it because the energy finds its way. But the more you study, the more you start to see how magnificent this art really is. And this is just an example. Liver, kidney, spleen ascend, but on the inside of the leg, the energy descends at the same time. So there's always this ascending and descending, which also happens with the exhale descending and the inhale ascending. And we all know, of course, that ultimately all we need is the breath. When we truly breathe, when we become the breath, that's all we need. Jinshin is a way to allow for the breath to come in, and so that our bodies can use it fully. And now we'll take our hand off the 5. And by the way, if you're lying down, it's very comfortable. You can make a figure 4 like this. Now we'll place our fingers on the palm of our hand. Yes. So you want to place your fingertips on the palm. And so we're basically holding the palm of our hand. And we already talked about the palm of the hand, how dynamic it is. Great for fatigue, if you have fatigue in the body. Giving us energy, giving us really this nurturing energy. Diaphragm flow, by the way, is also wonderful for our circadian rhythm. So people who have night shifts and their circadian rhythm needs to adjust. And also for jet lag, it's a wonderful flow to practice. Supporting our circadian rhythm when we fly against the time. Very nice. Just taking a nice breath, feeling your waistline just open. It's okay even to make a little movement. Just helping, making space for all these energy movements through the belly. And maybe you were contracted like I was myself a little bit. So I felt like straightening up. So Jin Shin really brings awareness to our bodies and harmonizes our entire system. Very nice. And lastly, let's take our hand and we'll just hold the left little finger. So at the little finger, the diaphragm flow becomes the umbilicus flow. It's a little finger, but the diaphragm flow also moves into the middle finger. Okay, so you can hold this another moment. Then another quick hold that we can practice together is holding the middle finger, also for the diaphragm, to harmonize the diaphragm flow. And for people who have these tendons that can start to become hard and contract the palm of the hand, the diaphragm flow is also important. Or for self-help, we can hold the middle finger. The middle finger helps fatigue in the body. It helps it brings us in touch with our source energy because it represents our little source energy, which can then connect to the big source energy. From third depth, our individual energy, to source, sixth depth. And the middle finger harmonizes our third depth, our third cycle of energy. And now we know that it also harmonizes our sixth depth, the diaphragm energy. So we practice this flow, even if you do the first step, 14 and 19. You can always practice the first step. And I just like you to take a moment to observe if your hands are warm. Because mine feel really warm now, and that's because, we've been practicing. Just when you place your hands on your body, do you feel warmth? So that's the movement of energy. That's that healing energy, which we are all capable of accessing when we place our hands, without trying to, without doing, just when you place your hands, the energy will start to move. So my slogan is Jinshin is for everyone, anytime, anywhere we can practice. We can hold a finger, we can practice one hold. So practice it yourself and bring it out into the world. So I'm going to take this off and see, we'll stay one more moment here with the meetup. Are there any questions? Just leave it on for me. Yes, are there any questions or comments for the meetup group here?
Has it always got to be the same side that you hold?
No, nothing is, it's got to be the same. Nothing has to be, that's the thing. And it will always change. So, so no, the answer is no. There is no fast rules. I mean, I like to follow the way the flows are presented in the book. Because Master Jeremiah, he put a lot of thought into how he put the flows together. But for self-help, you can certainly change it around if it's more comfortable. That's very important that you are comfortable at all times. So.
Is it the arm you hold the side it is?
I'm sorry?
Is it we know where you hold the arm, is that the side you're working on?
Well, we move around, right? Like we go here, then we go here, and then we go to the other side. So you have the book. So the way it's presented in the book, you can follow it that way. But if something is not comfortable, then you can adjust it for the self. Sure. All right. I'll see you in the UK soon. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you tomorrow for Wellness Wednesday, 10 o'clock a.m. And I'm wishing you a beautiful day. See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining.
What's the name of the book again?
It's the self-help book is called The Art of Jin Shin.
The Art of Ginseng. Okay, I see. Okay, perfect. Thank you. I got to see
You
it.
can get it on Amazon. So we
Okay.
work from this book.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice to see you. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.